Most of you probably know about the Fox News in the US. It has, how many of you know Fox News? That's good. It has created an image of Muslims in the United States. An average American, when he sees the Fox News, that's the image of Muslims created by Fox News. And that's how the image is. Muslims have not done anything to change that image. Whatever Fox says is goes. What have we done? We have not interacted, we have not blended, we have not been a part of the society. We have always lived on the outside. You cannot change people's minds staying outside. You have to be within, in that circle for people to know and understand you. Sean Hannity is the #2 news TV talk show host in America. I'm on his show. Inshallah, when I go back there on 16th April, that would be my 100th TV presence on Fox News. He calls every year 25 people. He calls it retreat. In his studio, 25 people are sitting. We are mixing and mingling. As Dr. Kalbe said, I was the only Muslim there, and everybody is a right-winger. Everyone you can imagine right-winger was there. I was the only Muslim and moderate among those right-wingers. Sean, and when I was standing there, they're mixing and mingling and constantly barraging, talking nonsense about Islam, Prophet Muhammad, and I have to have the utmost patience, as Swamiji had indicated, as Dr. Kalbe had indicated, utmost patience to listen to all that crap. I had to listen. If I fight with them right at that moment, what will happen? I won't get invited next time. I won't have any chance, any opportunity to bring that change. I have to patiently listen to the bad things about Prophet, about Islam, so that I get an opportunity to bring about a positive change. So in the middle of the conversation, Hannity said, Mike, come on over. Let's sit down with me and do the little show here. So he was there, I was sitting here, 23 other people were sitting across on the benches. Hannity says, I want to do something for you. Would you be happy with it? I said, what is that you want to do? He said, if I did what you have been asking for the last 4 years, would you be happy? I said, what is that you want to say, Sean? And then he said, look, I've been trying to make friends with a Muslim in the last 10 years. I cannot dialogue with Muslims. They fight with me or run away from me. I cannot sit down and have a conversation. And I said back to him, the way you talk to people, nobody wants to be friends with you. Then he turned around and came, why are you friends with me? I said, I have a hope. Ek halki si ummeed ki kiran hai, that someday you will see my point of view. Then he said, that is the precise reason I want to do this for you. I said, what? He says, you are the only Muslim I know in my life that I can talk to. You and I don't agree with anything, but you listen to me. I know I don't say the right things, but you do listen to me. And I can dialogue with you. I would call you my friend, my only and first Muslim friend. And this is what I'm going to do for you. So what? Sare log dekh rahe hain, all people are watching. He says, you've been begging for the last 4 years not to say radical Muslims, radical Islam. This is how he talks. From today, I am going to say, for you, because you have endured me for the last 4 years. He says, I'm going to say radicals among Muslims, radicals in Islam, would you be happy with that? I said, yes, sir. I stood up and gave him a big salute. He was very happy with it, and all those people clapped on it. One of the guys that clapped was Peter King. If you know the name Peter King, he is the chairman of the Homeland Security, which is a big agency. He is the same guy, Peter King, who he said every mosque in America needs to be tapped, checked out. They sent agents to sit among you as a Muslim, pretending to Muslim, to find out the conversation that was going on. And he said every Muslim needs to be checked out. And that is the guy who was clapping after Hannity said that I will not use the word radical Islam. Instead, I use radicals among Muslims. That was on February 27th. Come April 15th, which is 45 days later, Boston Marathon bombing happened. Zohar was responsible for that. CNN camera goes right on Peter King. The same guy, I will not use bad language, same guy who was so much hateful of Muslims all these years. CNN camera goes on him, on his face, and this is what he says: I don't have a problem with 96% of Muslims. It is the 4% I need to worry about. Friends, that was 180 degrees turnaround. That is the power of engagement. If I had run away from him because he was making it difficult for me, it was humiliating sometimes, it was very difficult, but I endured it, and the result was this. Not only that, the second gain we had working with, and by the way, all the Muslim organizations, including CARE, that is Council in American Islamic Relations, ISNA, all the major organizations, they called me up, let me use a civil language, they called me up and told not to go on Hannity. He's a bad guy, he will embarrass you, he will humiliate you. And I said, no, if I don't engage with them, who will? If you don't participate, you are giving them completely free rein to say whatever they want to say. At least your presence will dilute what they say. And finally it did. The second major achievement by engagement, I call it power of engagement, is if you look back, Hannity shows 5 years before, every other night he was bashing Quran, kill the infidels wherever you find them, bashing Islam, bashing Prophet. This was going non-stop. And finally, I gave him a copy of Quran on his show, translation by Muhammad Asad. By the way, there is two copies of Quran translations that are very bad, very ugly. They are the reason for non-Muslims to hate Muslims because of those two translations. One was done in year 1142 by the Christian kings, and one was done by a Muslim by name Hilali Khan in 1924. These two are bad translations. When a Christian, Jew, or Hindu reads those translations, they will hate it. All of a sudden, we have created a Muslim God versus other God. Anyway, I gave him that copy of Muhammad Asad translation, and I gave him this small formula before I conclude. No matter what verse you find, kill the infidels wherever you find them. Read 3 verses before that verse, 3 afterwards. The meaning changes. Quran has, especially the law and order, Justice Saab, the law and order versus Quran has a very clear formula. That is, if somebody attacks you, ask them to back off. If they still come after you and try to attack you, still back them off. If they don't stop, chase them. And when they run and go hide any place, in the bushes, in any place, go find them and kill them. That is the American law as well. If somebody attacks you, in self-defense, you can kill them. And that's what Quran says. All the justice, law and verses have that formula. Then there is an addition to that formula. That is, if the people retreat, they want to back out. I say, sorry, I shouldn't have been aggressive to you. I'm backing out. Then Quran says, hold it. Don't be aggressor anymore. That is the beauty of Quran. And the engagement with Hannity has produced 2 major things for Muslims in America. We got to do a lot more. We have to engage with Prime Minister Modi, and things will change if we are part of the society, not stay outside. And again, laud Dr. Shaz and laud the university for doing this milestone conference. Inshallah, there is a lot more to be done from here forward. Thank you very much.